common man. Common man, charge the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot?
Where'd we play?
Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
Rosa, you don't know nothing.
Mark, they can't pitch. They can't hit. What is with? I mean, come on.
Well, I read the USA Today and I read the New York Times, and I read those both every day. And I listen to music. I wouldn't really. I mean, it wouldn't do me any good to listen to talk shows, because what's great about America, everybody has an opinion. You know what I mean? But what's also great about America, you don't have to listen to them, and that's the great part.
Cat right X, cat right X.
Sometimes when you practice, you'll set up chairs. And you run through chairs just to show zones and stuff. The Viking defense looks like it's chairs.
Now, all the Viking listeners, write it down and quit your damn worrying and let me go about coaching football.
Brett Favre that I'm tired of Brett Favre.
Lowercase d's.
You're breaking up, Bob.
You're breaking up.
We can't start winning until we stop losing.
What are you doing? Border battle! Let's go!
I'm going to say something controversial.
That's interesting.
A dog with a note in his mouth should be able to sell those ratings.
I'm unlimited, Mr. Unlimited.
I'm a fraud.
Yes. That's the truth.
He's the clown from Brown. He's
true.
the fourth in the North. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
That's false. Ack, and dack, you and yours. I have a question for you, Tenneby. If you were to guess, of the 4 shows on this radio station for the month of January, who do you think had the best report card? What would be your guess?
The 4 shows?
Yeah.
Guessing by the way the coroner's office treats the Power Trip Morning Show, I'm guessing that it's their number 1 and it's not even close.
Well, not exactly. They're not.
Oh my gosh.
So what's your next guess?
The primetime player at the station, I'm guessing, probably Dan Barrero?
Not quite.
I mean, it's obviously the voice of the Vikings then. Maybe it's combine time. We had the big game previously, playoffs, season recap of the Purple.
That's incorrect as well.
Oh my gosh.
Fan Outdoors.
Above average at that.
No, it was the Common Man program. And I just want to take this time. It's not often that I'm able to, I'm humbled. Well, no, I'm not. I don't even know what the word humble means, but I will say this. I will say I just want to thank each and every listener. Thank you. If I got to thank them all individually, it's going to take a long time because there's a lot of people listening, and we really do appreciate it. The painstaking preparation, the painstaking research. We just wing it. People love. I think they like Mail It in Monday, Tank It Tuesday, Wing It Wednesday, or in many cases, Wet Blanket Wednesday, Throw in the Towel Thursday, and they like Phone It in Friday. I think they really appreciate it. They like radio gardening. We don't have, Who was it that once said? I don't remember who the disc jockey was, but he was a legendary from the olden days. And, I don't think it was Wolfman Jack, but it was one of those type of guys who said, I don't follow no format. I do whatever I want. You do a little of this, you do a little of that, with the emphasis on the lab. We just want to take the time to thank all those people. And Tennessee, I want to thank you. Because without you, I couldn't do it. I really couldn't. Or do you think the report card would even be better if you weren't here? I don't know. Or maybe it would be worse. That's always the fear when you have a fill-in. What if they look and go, gosh, Tennessee's numbers are way better. There's more people that like to listen to Tennessee.
Well, there's a reason you let me fill in for you instead of going outside the building and bringing in like a Michael Russo or a John Krasinski or Lavelle. You just stick with me.
Well, that would be my choice. I don't have any say in it. You know why we stay in the building?
Money.
I'm
cheaper than all those.
Yeah, because you're not getting paid anymore. You're just getting your base salary, and if you do, it's not like, well, you're doing, what's considered obvious. I mean, again, I don't mean any disrespect. The host chair is considered a little more important than the sidekick chair, right? So you think they would up your pay? Like, give the guy time and a half, anyways, for filling in. Why not?
Maybe you should be the boss around here. I kind of like some of your ideas.
You would love me as a boss. You really, truly would, because I'm that kind of a guy that I'm just like, go ahead. I don't care. When I was a program director, I've recanted this tale before. There used to be a saying in the disc jockey business, 4 and the door. You'd work your 4-hour shift and then you were gone. Then it became 3 and I flee. 2 and I, what was 2?
2 and I'm through?
2 and I'm through.
2 and a do?
Yeah, maybe, I don't remember what it was, but either one of those would work, and then 1 and I'm done. And so I would always have program or general mix. I'm the PD, right? And the GM would go, station manager go, well, where's Tennessee? I go, well, he left. Well, left? He did his 5-hour shift and he left. He's got nothing to do, so why should he pretend why should he just sit around for 3 hours in the building, shuffling papers, pacing back and forth? They're doing the trick, I think I've told people before. I don't think anybody carries a clipboard at work anymore. But if you're just standing around the office, leaning up against the wall and really just kind of not doing anything, if one of your superiors see, they go, hey, you don't look like you're busy. Here, I got something for you to do. But if you're always staring at a clipboard and walking really fast with your head down, they think you're busy and they're not going to ask you to do anything. So I would say, why would we want to go through the charade? We're not paying him. We're paying him jack. He's not getting paid very much money. He works hard when he has to. His work is all done. He had no commercials to record. There was nothing else to do. Why can't he just leave? Why should he pretend? And I finally would get general managers to agree with me. I said, well, you're absolutely right. Because then you feel, you go, well, I've got a low-paying job with no chance for advancement. But at least there are days I can leave after a half a day, 4 hours or 5 hours. I get to go, and I can. So then you said that's a trade-off, right? That you'll say, well, I'd rather have the money and stay 8 hours, but that's not going to happen. So I don't mind once a week, twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, leaving early. I'd be a good boss, wouldn't I?
Well, it's even better that way because someone like you, when you show up 2 hours before your shift, you're actually a distraction to others. So, we're more productive and more efficient when you're not here.
Yeah.
So you just show up noon to 3. That's all we need you.
That's right. That's it. I like that. At first, I thought you were ripping me, which you really kind of were, but you're basically also sticking up for me, too. You're absolutely right. So, it's all good. I'm just glad I'm not. So PA is doing combine stuff, right? I think he enjoys that, though, as voice of the Vikes. He likes being
He likes to see all the beautiful people when it comes to football.
Yeah, he likes being with, take
some selfies.
Can you look up the word cognoscenti?
What is that?
Well, I think...
Isn't that the head coach of Indiana?
Kirk Cognoscenti. I think it's sort of kind of...
How do you spell this? I have zero clue.
COGNISCNTTI, I think. I think what it means is it's sort of like the people in the know, the people that are, they're...
Cognoscenti.
How do you say it?
Cognoscenti.
Oh, it's cognoscenti. And what does it say?
Well, it's spelled with a G, but the G is silent.
Okay.
Cognoscenti.
It's cognoscenti.
Kanye, like Kanye West.
Yeah. Persons who have superior knowledge and understanding of a particular field, especially in the fine arts, literature, and world of fashion.
So sports doesn't include that, but he would be of the cognoscenti of football, right? That's who's who is at the combine other than people that are the football cognoscenti. The people that understand the comings and goings, the ins and outs. They can break down a cover 2, a cover 3, a cover 4. Do they have a cover 5? I don't know. But they're able to do that, and then you know everybody. You know everything. Hey.
Sometimes the Vikings defense has a cover 0.
If I only had the negatrometer up right now. Dang it. Well, you know what? Here's what I do know a little bit about football. You know, when you're practicing zones and stuff, sometimes you're using chairs. Vikings defense looks like chairs.
Brilliant.
So, I mean, like, for instance, when PA's wandering around, they go, hey, Natty. That's what they call him because he's national treasure. They just go, Natty. Hey, Natty, what's up? So everybody that's there, they know each other. They're all part of that football. They are the wheels that make the football machinery turn, right? And so we wouldn't even be welcome there. If you remember Radio Row for the big game, you and I were the only shows that didn't do the Radio Row thing. How good was our gig? Where did they put us? At some shoe place or something? They put us in just one of the mall.
No, we were at like a electronics.
Electronics is what it was. You and I got free
headphones.
We got free headphones, got paid money. Got food brought in. Lieber came by. We didn't have to be there with all that hustle and bustle. I just love that. Matter of fact, if the big game comes back again, I'll go to that electronics store again. Because that.
Didn't we also do an appearance with James Laurinaitis? Or was that me?
I think that
was.
Did
you not do one?
I don't think I did a Laurinaitis appearance. How'd that go?
It's fine.
A lot of people show up.
To see him. Yeah,
right. That's all right. You'll tag along and take the paycheck.
Sure.
You know, they throw you a bone.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with,
a little appearance fee. Yeah. It was nice.
And non off a little meat off that bone. So, yeah. God, that was, because they said they wanted us at Seward. And I go, I don't want to be with hundreds and hundreds of shows, at the Mall of America. And it's just, it's loud. It's crazy. Then you got to put, and the guests you put on are the ones that are provided to you, but they're all there to plug something. So you talk to them about the big game for 5 minutes, and then for the next 5 minutes, you have to talk about whatever it is they're selling.
Tell us about these razor blades that you heard promoting.
Yeah, exactly. Like it would be like so now you have something called the tarp shooter. Could you tell us about that, right? And that's just not going to work. So let's do this. Let's take a break, come back, peek at the purple. I got some controversial Vikings topics to get to. We'll do that on the other side of the break. The legendary one, Mark Rose, and hopefully he's feeling better. He should join us just before 2 o'clock, right here on the fan.
Feel the energy of the state of hockey. Minnesota Wild Hockey is back at Grand Casino Arena. Don't miss the speed, the hits, and the roar of the crowd. Get your tickets now at wild.com/tickets.
I just discovered something, Tennessee. Not a big deal, but I got the 55-inch Toshiba Regs here on ESPN, right? And they did a promo for a television show before they went back to programming. And it was, pardon me, hold on. It was a promo for the show Scrubs. Are you familiar with the show Scrubs?
I mean, I've never seen it, but I've seen promos for it before, yeah.
Well, what I discovered was I saw in the promo that it looked like there are 3 lead actors, 1 actress, 2 actors. The 2 actors are the guys from the commercial for I think Verizon or T-Mobile or one of those.
Sure.
I just thought those were 2 actors that were just doing they got hired for the commercial, right? I had no idea they had actually they were well known for something else for being in the show, and then they became pitchmen.
Well known for Scrubs.
Yeah, exactly. I had no idea, so I just learned something. Because oftentimes when you watch a commercial, there's another gal for T-Mobile. She does all the T-Mobile commercials now, and I said, well, who is she? So then you just Google, who's the actress in the T-Mobile? Then the next thing you find out, she's been in all these Marvel movies. She's done this. She's done that. Emphasis on the lat. But then you have your Flows of the world.
I was going to say Flo. I think Jared back in the day for Subway.
I think like Flo originally might have been like a stand-up comic or something like that. Jan from the Toyota commercials?
Yeah.
She's a stand-up comic out of Los Angeles. And she just must have went to a cattle call, to an audition, and they said, you're going to be the Toyota gal. So
I used to watch these Subway's commercials. They had like this Taste Fairy guy.
Do you remember him?
That wasn't like some big, well-known actor.
And you know what? I heard about that guy. What he was trying to do with that advertising campaign, he was trying to parlay that into a nationally syndicated radio talk show. Didn't work out very well. Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
I feel like Meat Sauce should be a big-time commercial actor for someone.
Haven't you seen him? He's in the Jack Links commercials. And you know why they hired him? 2 reasons. It's a non-speaking part. They thought that'd be better for him. And the other is they didn't have to provide him with a costume. You can hear material like that. Guess what? They're coming out of the woodwork now to hire us at clubs. They've heard how successful Flowers, Sweat, and Tears has been. They want us back. You ready for this? They want us back at New Hope Cinema Grill.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. April 18th, we're going back to the Cinema Grill.
How many times have you guys done Cinema Grill?
Hundreds.
Hundreds
of times. I'd say 6, 7, but it's actually been more. It's been more like 13. I've been doing the Cinema Grill forever and ever.
Do you have any like Flop, Sweat, and Tears groupies that like they come to like every single show? They want to watch all of them?
No, we don't. No, we don't. Matter of fact, anybody that's come, if you've actually convinced them to come twice, that's pretty much it. Because they go, what are the chances that the third time the show will be any different? Because I watched them the first 2 times. Actually, I did new material. I did a whole bit about animal population control, because there's a couple of recent stories about overpopulation of rats. And I actually did the rat overpopulation one before, and it didn't go very far, so I workshopped it again this past weekend. But they're also trying to cut down on the population of elephants and it's birth control for elephants. So you can imagine where I went with that. It was very Yoga Pants Breasts like. I was doing some.
Sounds blue.
I was doing some 8th grade humor. And that's what I do now. So that's what I'm all about. Hey, Peek at the Purple brought to you by our friends at Affordable Electric. Not much time, not many days left in the month of February, but while February lasts, Affordable Electric is offering free electrical evaluations. Contact them today. Schedule your free evaluation. Be sure to mention you heard us on KFAN. Affordable Electric, quality work, honest pricing, safety you can trust. Affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. Yeah, shockingly affordable. I'm told Flo was in the show Mad Men. I didn't know there was a show called Mad Men. So Flo wasn't a show before. Sorry. Maybe you can't just walk off the street and be a TV product pushing star. I don't know. Tennessee, this story broke earlier today. I think it was kind of expected. So this isn't, well, I guess you could consider it breaking news. I think this is something that people were expecting all along. The Atlanta Falcons today confirmed that they're going to go ahead and release Kirk Cousins.
You like that? You like that?
Dateline Indianapolis, this out of the Combine. The Atlanta Falcons have informed quarterback Kirk Cousins they plan to release him when NFL free agency opens next month. That's according to new general manager Ian Cunningham. Cunningham at the Combine said, quote, what he's done in his career, we owe that to him. I guess what he meant is what he's done in his career, he's only won 1 playoff game. We want to win more than that, so we're moving on. No, he didn't. That's what I think he was kind of trying to say. But what he's done in his career, we owe that to him. We owe that to him just to allow him some clarity going into free agency. Cousins played 2 seasons with the Falcons with mixed at best results, signing a $180 million contract about 6 weeks before they drafted Mike Penix Jr. with the 8th overall pick. Penix won the job in 2025 before a season-ending knee injury made Cousins the starter again down the stretch. You know, Atlanta, obviously, at the time, if you remember when they signed Cousins, they had a pretty good club. And I think they thought, hey, we just need one quarterback that's... And Cousins is quality. He's, you know, and I don't know where he is now, but I mean, when he played for us, he was solid. He was good.
Sure.
He wasn't...
He was top half of the league.
Yeah, he was top half of the league. And... Now he's going to become a free agent. And, of course, the speculation actually well before the official release was, if he is released, would the Vikings be interested in bringing him back? I think it's when everybody's reporting, the insiders, the people that the beat writers, the people that cover the Vikings, they all seem to they've all told us that it appears to them that the Vikings certainly will bring in a veteran quarterback. They're not just going to say, you know what? I mean, and when I say veteran quarterback, I think more than just a Sam Howell kind of a guy, right? Somebody that actually is like, he's pretty good. He's not a past his prime kind of a guy that maybe even can like compete for the starting job, and Cousins would be that guy. You and I had this discussion last week, and I think we were kind of on maybe not opposite ends, but you kind of think Cousins at this point will pretty much, because of where he is, look, he's long in the tooth. He's made a lot of money. He's being released. He'll probably get a backup job somewhere. And what I said was, I just don't think he'd accept that. And I could be wrong. I just think his ego, he seems to me to be a guy that still feels like all these guys feel like they should be starting to the bitter end, right? And I don't know if he has an opportunity to start somewhere, and you know what? Maybe that offer won't come. He gets released. Now he's a free agent. Let's say there's 6 teams interested in him. I think that'd be about right? 4, 3, 6, 7 teams might be interested in Kirk. And maybe not for starter, maybe for a backup. But if there's a team, unless they're just awful, if there's a team that said, we'd like you to be the starting quarterback, I think he opts for that rather than go to a team that has him as a backup. And I think there's a team out there that might do. I don't know what team that would be. That would just be my guess.
Might be here.
It could be here. It could very well be here. How would you feel about if the Vikings announced that they'd signed Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, am I super excited? Think we're going to be going to a big game in 2027? No, but it's probably a good fit in terms of a guy that would come in here, already knows the offense, is already familiar with the area, knows a lot of the players. Like, it would be a little bit more seamless than maybe some other guys out there. And, he's at least another year removed from his Achilles. I think he can still play a little bit. Probably would beat J.J. McCarthy out. And I think he can be, a borderline playoff team with him. But the same reason, at least this time around when you have him, we're not committing as much to the salary cap as we were previously. So it's a little bit more manageable and not going to dislike the move as much.
Here's something a little bit under the radar about a return by Cousins. Would the Vikings need to hire somebody to direct him to the right locker room? Because if you remember, that can be an issue with players. Because you were here as a starter, then you visited as you played here as a visiting player. That's always a concern. So, Peek at the Purple brought to you by. Oh, and then also, Tenneby, there's another story. Maybe we'll get to this when Rosen comes in, or maybe we'll do it tomorrow. I saw a story that was saying, with Tua Tagovailoa, what would be possible landing spots, and they had a list of like 4 or 5 teams. The number 1 team on their list was the Minnesota Vikings.
Seems the Vikings are on tops on all these lists.
Right, yeah, it does seem like that. So maybe we'll get into that maybe later.
It's not very flattering for J.J. McCarthy.
There you go. We'll break. We'll come back. Other side of the break, it's PST, Triple V, Triple I. We got results and pairings. That's next on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Back in action after a gold medal run, the Wild face off with the Avalanche this Thursday. Puck drop is just after 8 p.m. Hear every goal, every save, and every game-changing moment right here on your home for Wild Hockey. KFAN.
Western Conference Finals preview. Could it be? Is that how it works? I don't know how they work this.
The battle for the number 1 seed.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. It's time now for PST, Triple V, Triple I. These are results from yesterday's voting. Tenneby, what you got?
Yeah, these are the results from the final 2 regions in the second round. So we'll be down to our silly 16, which we'll reveal here in a moment. But yes, the results from the second round of the
East Region.
The number 1 seed is Tim Brando. During the week Charlie Kirk was assassinated, he said this.
Today and tonight, 64 Division I stadiums will bring in millions of people with one common denominator, to root for their team. In what has been a tumultuous week in our country, college football is here to save the day.
That'll do it. Just anytime there's anything that tumultuous that happens, just schedule a college football game.
Yes.
And all
is right with the world.
With the world.
Brando went up against the number 9 seed, Nick Nelson, who tweeted, if things click for the Twins, they'll have a very realistic shot at the number 1 seed in the AL. They and other Central contenders can once again bank wins against Chicago White Sox, and no team in the East or West looks like a powerhouse with the Yankees besieged by injury.
Upset alert.
The number 1 seed goes down. Nick Nelson has taken down Tim Brando 52 to 48%.
Down goes Timmy Brando. Congratulations, Nicky Nelson. That kind of catches me off guard a little bit. I was blindsided by it. Wow.
East region.
The number 4 seed in the East region is Shedeur Sanders. On his frustrating NFL draft experience, he said this.
You know what this feel like? Just people that just be in jail for something they ain't do, bro.
What? I don't even know what he says at the very end. But what is there somebody else there with him? It sounds like a beluga whale.
That first.
Yeah, play that again. That first thing. You hear some guy go, like.
You know what this feel like? Just people that just be in jail for something they ain't do, bro.
Shedeur went up against the number 5 seed, Jim Harbaugh, on the Chargers' win over the Eagles. Harbaugh said, quote, I'd put it in the discussion of the birth of my 7 children and my marriage. Surprised by the distance between these two statements. Pretty comfortable win for Shedeur Sanders, 65 to 35%.
But could you make the argument that being drafted by Cleveland...
That's basically like going to jail, isn't it?
Going to jail. I mean, you could make that argument, I think. But anyway.
We'll continue on with the
East region.
The number 6 seed is John Bonus. He said, quote, you're probably never happier at a job than when you're underpaid. He went up against the number 3 seed, J.J. Redick. He called out the refs by saying this.
What was your vantage point on the inbound that was a turn?
Well, let's just start with Luka got tripped. I mean, that was a blatant trip. He doesn't just fall on his own. We watched it. You know, he gets tripped.
Luka doesn't just fall on his own. That's not like Luka.
No. The winner?
68 to 32%. Johnny Bonus is on to the Silly 16.
Go, John. That's got a chance to win the whole thing, I think.
He's playing well so far.
Very well.
East region.
The number 7 seed is Eric Nordquist. He didn't know where Chicago State is, where it was located. He went up against the number 15 seed, Parker Fox, discussing how he burns calories rapidly. He said he can burn, quote, 4,000 calories after a couple hours of golf.
This is a really good matchup. This is the one I've been I had trouble falling asleep last night thinking about it.
Upset alert.
The 15 seed advances to the Silly 16. Parker Fox, 61 to 39%.
And think of what it takes to beat Nordos. Because, I mean, what's more preposterous than not knowing where Chicago State is located? I mean, it's in Chicago, a toddling town. But because Parker Fox, as we talked about, I Googled it. An 18-hole round of golf, it said you maybe burn, a couple 300 calories? And maybe 6, 7, whatever it was. And as we said, that means, I guess if Parker was running at breakneck speed while carrying his bag, he might burn a couple thousand calories. But burning 4,000...
What would you have to do to burn 4,000 calories? I don't really have a good grasp. I'm not a calorie counter. Like if I play a hockey game for an hour, how many calories am I burning? Because that's a good workout.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
Clearly, Parker doesn't have a grasp of the calories either.
I would say you would burn more calories in an hour of
there's no doubt.
Hockey than
there's no doubt about that.
18 holes of golf.
I'd burn more in 10 minutes of hockey.
I know that. So.
South region.
I'm so happy for Parker.
The number 1 seed is Kendrick Perkins. He said this.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009?
Yeah.
That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009.
Kendrick went up against the number 8 seed Mitsas, who said, quote, sometimes I think too deeply. Unfortunately for Mitsas, he's not going deeply into this tournament because he's been eliminated. Kendrick Perkins wins 66-34%.
Yeah, I guess it has to be that way. I think Mitsas doesn't really have a lot going for him.
No.
I think that would have been something he could really hang his hat on.
Other than that Jack Link's commercial, he doesn't have a lot going for him.
That's all he's got.
South region.
The number 4 seed is Cam Newton on the Nico Iamaleava saga. Quote, whoever advised this kid to sit out and chase in hopes of more money is a fool, because the reality is this, is just to make your college experience comfortable. This is not forever money. You have to understand that even though you're talking about millions and millions and millions of money, this ain't it, bro. You at 19 years old, but that money ain't going to last past 24. Cam went up against the number 5 seed Adam Lefkoe. Here's what he said before number 7 took on number 12, Gonzaga.
We are getting ready for the biggest game of the night. This is, I don't even think it's arguable, the best non-conference college basketball game that we have seen in years. I'm talking decades.
Decades. Wow. I mean, you talk about trying to hype something. And I get it. You're supposed to do that. But that's, even that strains credulity, as we say.
The winner. By 64-36%. His second statement in the Silly 16, that would be Cam Newton advances.
Good for Cam. Can I go back to that Parker Fox thing?
The what now? Parker Fox?
Talk about the 4,000 calories.
Yeah.
Is that more preposterous than a horse losing hundreds? Hundreds of pounds? I mean, which one's more preposterous? I actually think Parker Fox's might be most, because we did look it up, Gorg did his best he could to defend his statement. And if you remember, we looked, and it was like 100 pounds of sweat a horse will lose. And it was close like 90 or 100 pounds is what it said online. He did say hundreds. But 4,000 calories is just astonishing. I think Parker Fox might be more preposterous than Kevin Gorg. Think about it.
Well, he is as skinny as can be, so maybe he is burning 4,000 calories on the golf course.
Possible, I guess.
South region.
The number 11 seed is Brian Oak. He said, quote, Oasis getting back together will rival the Beatles getting back together. He went up against the number 3 seed Gophers defensive back John Nestor on their defense after their win over Northwestern State. Quote, I got so much love for this team, our HAVOC defenses. Man, we're the best in the country, and I'm going to say that right now. We can go toe-to-toe against anybody in the country.
That's too bad Oak has to fall by the wayside here in this round. That's
upset alert.
John Nestor's now one of the best PST utterers in the country because he has fallen to Brian Oak.
Brian Oak
advances
is a winner.
54-46%.
Yes, and then we can talk to Oak about it tomorrow. It'll be so much fun. Good for Oak.
South region.
The number 10 seed is Michael Kay. He called the Yankees' new facial hair policy a seismic change that stunned the baseball world. He went up against the number 2 seed, Steve Mariucci, who predicted that Max Brosmer would have a heck of a debut.
I know an undrafted quarterback free agent today for the Vikings that's playing quarterback. We all know his name, Max Brosmer. Max Brosmer. He was over at New Hampshire, and he transferred in the portal over to the University of Minnesota, Rich. All right, so he went to camp, and you know what? He's going to smash the record. 485 yards today, and you know what? He's going to be known as the new American underdog.
Steve Mariucci might be the new American underdog of PST. He crushes Michael Kay.
Wow.
73-27%.
Destruction.
We're down to 16 teams.
Okay.
This is the Silly 16. You're going to be able to vote on these shortly on KFAN's X account at KFAN1003. We'll begin with the
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
Can I throw this in real quick?
Yeah.
Someone just said, the text message, according to Google, running a marathon burns between 2,600 and 3,800 calories.
A marathon.
Running a marathon. Doesn't even get to 4,000
Well,
calories.
in Parker's defense, my golf rounds take longer than some of these guys who run a marathon.
When you're right. You've never been wrong.
The number one seed in the North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria, that would be Cleveland Cavaliers guard Dennis Schroeder on the NBA trade deadline said, quote, "It's like modern slavery. It's modern slavery at the end of the day. Everybody can decide where you're going, even if you have a contract. Yeah, of course, we make a lot of money and we can feed our families, but at the end of the day, if they say, you're not coming to work tomorrow, you're going over there, they can decide that. They got to change that a little bit." Schroeder will go up against number 4 seed, Mr. Beast, who says, quote, "The average person does not want to live the life I live or be in my head. They would be miserable because they're just working all the time."
A lot of tension, I bet, with the PST people because now it's like, some of those early ones, you're bound to advance, but we're in the Silly 16 now. Anybody can win.
That's the big time statements.
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
The number 3 seed is Jay Billis. He says this about LeBron James.
LeBron James thought he got hit on that jump shot, and I think he did. You can see the tangible frustration etched on the faces of both he and Doncic tonight. He's not a complainer.
Jay is going to go up against the number 2 seed, Odell Beckham Jr., who talked about the struggles of those $100 million contracts.
I always explain this to people, like, bro, you give somebody a 5-year, $100 million contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. You're getting taxed. Do the math. That's 12 a year, that you have to spend, use, save, invest, flaunt, like whatever, however, just being real. I'm gonna buy a car, I'm gonna give my mama a house, I'm gonna do, everything costs money. So if you spending $4 million a year, that's really $40 million over 5 years, 8 a year, and now you start breaking down the numbers, it's like, that's a 5-year span of where you're getting $8 million. Can you make that last forever?
I think that one's going to win.
It's hard. I just love the way he just bounces around with all the different monies and years and taxes and cars and flaunting. He's got it all figured out, man.
I mean, if you have that kind of math, that might explain why it's a struggle to hold on to the $100 million over the course of your lifetime.
West Region.
The number 1 seed is Noah Eagle. During the Penn State-Oregon game, he said, quote, "You can feel the pom-poms from the fans creating the wind." He'll go up against the number 4 seed, Dallas Mavericks GM Nico Harrison, who said this about the Luka Doncic trade.
Did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level.
Talk about being out of it, man.
Yeah.
No awareness at all. So good.
West Region.
The number 6 seed is Michael Rapino. He's the CEO of Live Nation Ticketmaster. He thinks concert tickets are underpriced.
I always joke, sports, it's like a badge of honor to spend $70,000 for a Knicks courtside. They beat me up if we charge $800 for Beyonce, right? So it's we have a lot of runway left, right? So when you read about the ticket prices going up, it's still average concert price is $72. Try going to a Laker game for that, and there's 80 of them or whatever the hell. So the concert is underpriced, has been for a long time.
Well, I think Flop Sweat and Tears, I can't disagree with him. I think he's spot on. Flop Sweat and Tears tickets are underpriced, same thing. I mean, look, at Meat Sauce is not Beyonce, but he's pretty popular. So I don't know how preposterous that is.
He will go up against the number 2 seed, Cam Newton, who said, quote, "Being in the NFL, everyone knows there's a large sum of money that comes to you in a short span of time. And being away from the game for 3 years, those checks don't came in the same.
No.
Like, I got 8 kids. It hurts me knowing that I can't provide like I once did. It hurts thinking that I'm Superman, but in reality, I'm just a man."
It hurts me that it hurts him, even. That's how bad it is. I think it just has that butterfly effect, like they say. I mean, I actually feel bad for him. Sad.
Cam, just imagine being the interim producer.
Yeah, there's that.
And how much that hurts.
East Region.
All right, you already heard these ones. These ones that have advanced the Silly 16. The number 9 seed is Nick Nelson. He tweeted, if things click for the Twins, they'll have a very realistic shot at the number 1 seed in the AL. They and other Central contenders can once again bank wins against Chicago White Sox. And no team in the East or West looks like a powerhouse with the Yankees besieged by injury. Nelson will go up against the number 4 seed, Shedeur Sanders, who said this on his frustrating NFL draft experience.
You know, this feel like just people that just be in jail for something they ain't do, bro.
East Region.
The other matchup in the Silly 16 of the East region would be John Bonus, the number 6 seed. He said, you're probably never happier at a job than when you're underpaid. He'll go up against the number 15 seed, Parker Fox. Discussing how he burns calories rapidly, he said he can burn 4,000 calories after a couple hours of golf.
That might win it.
That's a little fan-on-fan action right there.
Yeah.
South region.
The number 1 seed is Kendrick Perkins.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009.
You know what happened in 2009?
You know what happened in 2009?
I do.
That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009.
Kendrick will go up against the number 4 seed, Cam Newton, on the Nico Iamaleava saga. Said, quote, whoever advised this kid to sit out and chase in hopes of more money is a fool, because the reality is this, is just make your college experience comfortable. This is not forever money.
Yep.
You have to understand that even though you're talking millions and millions and millions of money, this ain't it, bro. You at 19 years old, but that money ain't going to last past 24.
No. I don't even get you past 23. Ain't going to get you the grade, fool. I know that.
South region.
And our final matchup in the Silly 16, the number 11 seed Brian Oak said Oasis getting back together will rival the Beatles getting back together. He'll go up against the number 2 seed Steve Mariucci.
I know an undrafted quarterback free agent today for the Vikings that's playing quarterback. We all know his name, Max Rosemer. He was over in New Hampshire, and then he transferred in the portal over to the University of Minnesota, Rich. All right, so he went to camp, and you know what? He's going to smash the record. 485 yards today, and you know what? He's going to be known as the new American underdog.
Why is Mooch making fun of our accent?
It's not very nice.
We'll get even with him some. Trust me, we'll slash the tires on his car or something when he comes to town. Hey, there you go. That's PST, Triple B, Triple I. Results and pairings down to the Silly 16. We'll have results for you again tomorrow at 12:30. We'll take a break, and when we return, the legendary one, Mark Rosen, after quite some time away, will join us in studio right here on what we affectionately call FM 100.3, The Fan.